Okay.
All right. So Danielle and I had the jurisprudential model, and we use this little meme at the beginning to kind of get us started. So intelligent people listen with an open mind before making a decision. Ignorant people pass judgment without knowing all the facts. And that's part of this jurisprudential model, is gathering facts and making some assumptions and things that happen in your classroom based off of those facts. So the jurisprudential model is similar to a model that we already have talked about and done either in previous education classes or in our Models 1 class. It's very similar to the Socratic seminar. So the Socratic seminar where the teacher comes prepared with different questions and kind of that umbrella concept that they want students to learn, and then the students do their own kind of investigation and talking and figuring out the concept in class together as a group. So this model helps students to think systematically about contemporary issues. Students are able to analyze and debate issues to help redefine social values inside and outside of the classroom. So for ours, we kind of thought, we first started looking at like what is art and maybe how students interpret art and how we've changed through art different time periods and things like that. But Danielle teaches special needs students, and one of the things that we had talked about is kind of how students interpret maybe different things that they do and the consequences, and how all of our students maybe need to have a grasp on how certain actions have reactions and consequences and how those things could affect their lives. So Danielle has used a great book that we are going to use for this model and talk about kind of cause and effect and consequences of our actions. So as we do this, we're going to do the steps of the jurisprudential model. So the first one is orientation to the case. And much with Socratic seminar, the teacher has to have a good grasp of the literature or the information that you're going to present to the students. So this one is really kind of teacher heavy on preparation beforehand. You can't just throw students out and say, okay, here's something that's going to happen, let's talk about it. You really need to have a set literature or concept or video or something that they're going to watch that they can discuss and talk about. So after the orientation to the case, you identify the issues with your students. You have your students take positions, so based off of the literature or whatever they've viewed. Then you explore the stances. So this is kind of that debate part. You refine and qualify your positions. So after you've kind of talked, are there things that would change, students that would maybe flip sides or talk about different things that they've noticed? And then you test your assumptions about the facts, definitions, and consequences, and kind of wrap it up. So I think here, it doesn't have it as a 7th step, but I really wish, not used to a smart board. While you're testing your assumptions about the facts, definitions, and consequences, you really want to wrap it up and bring it back to the original case and what you were trying to get students, kind of that idea, that umbrella concept that you want them to get out of your lesson. So while you're doing it with the literature, you also want to make sure that whatever concept or idea you were presenting to them is really kind of solidified there at the end and make sure that they understand what they were talking about. So we're going to turn the time over to Danielle. The case that we're going to look at is teen crime. And we're using this great book that she uses in her classroom that's called They Broke the Law, You Be the Judge.
And you can turn that on. Okay.